Hello everyone, I'm the Sylvan, I've just blown in. And today we are back from the Dragon Age Awakening. Last time we finally knocked out some of our quests that I think we've had since almost the beginning of the game. Yay, we did crafting. Yay, I twitch. And now it's time to read some Codexies, because reading is fundamental, and we have not done a lot of that this game. Codexies! And everything's lit up. Yay. Okay, quest related, 10 out of 10. Don't remember if we actually read 328 or not. I don't think we have, because it looks like it's from the Black Marshes, so I think it's fairly new. Alright. Entry 328. Karsten's Wilday's Last Testament. They came to me for help. Okay. These 3 maidens of the Black Marsh. They were young, beautiful, vital, everything she desires. What now? They gave me gold, jewels, and family heirlooms. I imagine their mothers and fathers, uncles and brothers, pressing these treasures into their hands, enough to ransom a life promised to their baroness. I agreed to spirit them away from the Black Marsh. Uh-huh. Did you? She learned of it. She appeared the night before. Her eyes were flat, dull stones. Her hair was stringy and streaked with gray. And I saw why she needed the women. I hid them in my wagon. The youngest embraced me before she crawled between the bales of hay. She said, "Make her bless and watch over you." I drove them to the crossroads, where the Baroness's men awaited. He took the wagon. Their families never knew. Dick? The witch, as good as her word, brought me a chest of gold. She twirled like a little girl, eyes now sparkling. "You've earned every bit, merchant." The gold was no comfort. I saw their faces on each sovereign. Aw, it's cursed gold. Couldn't have happened to a nicer man. Heard their voices in the tinkling of the coins. I couldn't bear it. I buried it all in the deepest part of the marsh, and I believe I have found it already. Still, I found no peace. There will be no peace for me until I stand before the Maker. Kirsten Wilday. Attached is a map of the cache. Yeah, I did get that cache. That was a lot of cash in it. Good times. Anyway. Darren Lyle's missive. Elmore, I found what we've been looking for. Better even. Stop digging and pack up your gear. I'm heading back to camp. Meet me there. We'll go to Amaranthine, find a buyer, and strike it rich. Darren Lyle. I guess that didn't happen. Anyway, 332. Bonnie's angry letter. Aw, Bonnie is not a bonny lass? Aw. Disappointed. Corin, is our relationship a joke? Am I a joke to you? That's a bit harsh. What am I supposed to think, waking up to this love note? Follow my trail of love, my darling. You are my hen, the mistress of my flock. You nourish my body and tend to my rooster. Really, Corin? I tend to your rooster. That's the most disgusting thing I've heard in my entire life. I mean, is it true? Hey, nothing wrong with it if it is. I said there was a surprise waiting for me. I'm supposed to follow your trail? Ugh, I despise you. I abhor you, you petty, ill-made wart. You said last week that everything would be different for us. Well, you are right. I'm leaving. With venom and spite, Bonnie. Wow. Okay, I am personally not into the whole treasure hunt aspect, but I could see the right girl as being very sweet. He clearly put thought and effort into this gift. This feels a little of an overreaction, but maybe this is not the first time he's pulled the shenanigans, and Bonnie has made it clear she does not like them. Oh well. Onward. 334. Materials for working with dragon bone. What a lovely specimen. But dragon bone is so very hard. That's what she said. Actually, I'm pretty sure this time it was a he. I need a diamond. Yes, that will do. And a balm of great strength to keep the sword from burning my hands. Aww. The liquid from a fresh dragon's egg will also come in handy. I should think. It shouldn't be a problem for you. Oh, and a flame room. Grandmaster Kal'Hirol, do hurry. And I did. And by hurry, I mean I left it to the very last thing. Anyway, moving on. Materials for working with a golem shell. What a day! First, I'll need some wool padding. Working with golem shell can chafe. Don't you know? I didn't know, but I do now. Second, a lyrium potion made by a master, to ensure the soul that once inhabited this armor is washed away for good. Okay! That explains that. Also, it was a bitch to craft. You wouldn't want that golem coming back, would you? Well, I mean... Shell's pretty cool. Also some pure iron. Pure, mind you. No imperfections at all. And a packet of ground blood lotus. Maybe some soup. No. Okay. Awesome. And that is quest-related. Now let us go into... where'd it go? Notes. Entry 258. A letter from Aura. Dearest Kristoff, my sister and her babe are well. I shall leave Jada as soon as they're settled. Expect me at Vigil's Keep within a month. Oh, poor Aura. Ferelden is cold and wet. Hey, it's not that bad. So make sure your socks are dry before you put them on. Said like a true housewife. I know how it is with men. You can slay 1,000 darkspawn, but when it comes to clean clothes and dry socks, you're hopeless. I can't wait to see you. Love, Aura. I feel so bad. Aura deserved so much better. Anyway. 272. A Scouts report. The defenses have failed and the golems are lost. The way is clear from the pillars of Kadash to Kal'Hirol. The Darkspawn are 3 days from Kal'Hirol, for at most, prepare the Tig. Aww. Yeah, the tours have not had it easy. Anyway, moving on. Books and songs. 37 of 40. Let's see. Okay. Entry 229. Delaine's Journal. 2. Platans. More southern tags have fallen. Varentag and Cal Barash are overrun. 4,000 lives lost. The Darkspawn are almost at the gates of Kal'Hirol. The fortress must be evacuated. Yeah, not good times. Scroll. 4. Plutanus. There will be an exodus to Orzammar. Many nobles are appalled, Orzammar being a trade city so close to the surface. Hey, that is my home. They fear losing their stone sense to the surface vapors. A ridiculous notion. But Orzammar is the easiest to defend. Yeah, and we're the last hold standing, so nah. Well, not counting Kal'Hirol, who we cut off, but we don't know that yet. 7. Plutanus. Scouts have sighted the horde. It is vast. To overrun the Darkspawn. The commanders say we must leave now with nothing beyond bare essentials. Yeah, might be time to go. Same day, Adamandum. I have volunteered to remain behind with a contingent of men. We'll hold off the Darkspawn so others can escape. The ancestors have mercy. Yeah, that's an act of bravery. 9. Plutanus. The castless are still here. Forgotten in the panic. They are 500 strong. Yeah, this is why we see ghosts, and I'm saying armor up, and, well, do we have to? Yeah, we kinda do. If even half can be inspired to fight, they'll make an army. There is a chance, a small chance, that this will make the difference. Well, they at least went out bravely. 10. Platinus. 200 men and women. Ancestors grant that 200 are enough. 200 of 5. Wow, that's 300 people that have either fled or they're too young or too old to fight. That's honestly really scary. 15. Plutonus. The Darkspawn have pushed us back to the inner keep. Only a handful of us survive, but we've held them back. 5 days. They could not have done this without a castless. No, not castless. Call them castless would be a mistake. Their sacrifice must not be forgotten. We're working on that. Anyway, 235. Records of the Black Marsh. Some years ago, a dragon rampaged through the countryside, gorging herself on animals and people. Before long, she nested near the village of the Black Marsh. Fearing she would drag off villagers to feed her young, we sent men to drive the beast away. The men were never seen again. Yeah, 'cause the dragon had a snack. You're not gonna drive a dragon away. Not easily. Saying someone who has fought many dragons in her career. The new Baroness had, till then, done little for her people. But she emerged from her manor and told us not to worry. She'd been sent from Orlais, not just to rule, but to protect. She promised the dragon would be gone before sundown the next day. Did that come true? She set off in the morning, alone. We were certain she'd gone insane. What chance had one woman against a dragon? Well, it depends on the woman. What her skill talents are. Just saying, I think I could solo a dragon at this point. At sundown there came a loud clap, like thunder. So great it shook the earth. Then our Baroness returned to us, triumphant. Of the dragon there was no sign, except for the large skeleton of which I found many bones. The Baroness, no longer aloof, sang and danced with the lowest of us. There were dark whispers that the Baroness was a witch. I've met Morgan. I think she has magical powers, but I don't think she's a witch of the wilds. But we did not care, or her magic had saved us, and for that we loved her. Until she started using our children in sacrifices. From the records of the village of the Black Marsh. Yeah, she was, kind of evil. Anyway, Kristoff's journal. Few in town have heard anything about the Darkspawn stragglers. I doubt reports myself until a man told me to encourage Darkspawn in the Black Marsh. Although locals say the marsh is haunted, brave and desperate souls like this man still risk collecting peat. The man said their leader spoke, but all know Darkspawn cannot talk. Until this game. More horrifying. He described a monster. A worm with legs. Children. Surely he was mistaken about it following the Darkspawn. I shall leave for the Black Marsh in the morning. From the Journal of Kristoff, Grey Warden. The last thing he wrote before everything went very wrong. Anyway, 247. The Canticle of Matharath. These verses were carved in the statues in the Wending Wood. They appear to be from the Canticle of Matharath, which the chantry includes amongst the dissonant verses, unacknowledged in the Chant of Light. Yeah. The chantry has a lot of history of ignoring things that aren't convenient for them. Anyway, spite ate away at all that was good, kind, and loving till nothing was left but spite itself, coiled round my heart like a great worm. And in my darkest hour I turned from her and vowed that I would destroy her. At the moment of her death I knew what I had done, and I wept. I shall bring the lands of my fathers to her word. Therein lies their salvation and mine. She came to me in a vision and laid her hand on my heart. Her touch was like fire that did not burn, and by her touch I was made pure again. Despair not, she said, for your betrayal was the Maker blessed, and returned me to his side. I am forgiven. Well, Matharath, if that's what you need to believe you're a good person. Okay, cool. Anyway, entry 251, The Baroness's Secret. Nowhere near as sexy as Victoria's Secret, I'm willing to bet. The veil is weak near the stone circle. Perhaps it's my rituals. but I suspect it has always been weak here. I feel traces of old, ancient magic. Maybe this is what drew me. I think the girls feel it too. As we approached the circle, they sensed something was wrong. With me? Did they fear me? Well, I mean, you're kind of a blood mage. Something about this place is charging them, claiming them for its own. It is conceivable that using their blood to reinvigorate me traps their souls in the Fade. Uh-huh. Many souls. A whole village worth. Perhaps they become the same demons, ghosts, spirits who invade my dreams. No, it doesn't matter. They are nothing. Peasants. While I am the Baroness of Olay. From the Journal of the Baroness of the Black Marsh. I am so happy we got to smack her upside the head. Anyway, entry 255, Ancient Vows. There's an inscription in the stone. And so you are defeated by Avar and Dwarf, bound by the blood of your people. May they hold you forever here. Whatever was imprisoned here scratched a message into the stone. Kival, nothing will hold me. These walls will rot before I expire. When they do, I shall defame your gods, call your mortal shells to serve me, and hunt down every last of your kinsmen, Avar and Dwarf. Well, that didn't come to pass. And this dwarf kicked your ass, so... yeah. Suck it. Anyway. Let's see, where to next? Let us go to... I'm going to hop over characters for now. I'm going to go to culture and history. And scroll. Okay, there's stuff at the bottom. Cool. Entry 166, the Black Marsh. The Black Marsh is a dreary place, so damp you can feel the chill in your bones. Leave your clothes out to dry for a week, and they'll still be cold and wet when you put them on. Wow, doing laundry there must suck. I called Martin daft when he suggested we move there. An awful place, he said, but also a place where one can make a great deal of money collecting peat. By the maker's soggy underclothes, he was right. From the Journal of Vera, a seamstress. Is the money really worth it, though? I mean, I put a priority on dry clothes. 168, the Fortress of Kal'Hirol. The Fortress of Kal'Hirol was established by Paragon Hirol, makes sense, and became known as a center of learning for the smiths. Its workshops are where Paragon Hirol conceived his famous improvements to golem resilience and power, where Hirol's favorite student developed a method for storing refined lyrium that is still used today. Wow, it's a pretty important place. These breakthroughs brought Kal'Hirol great prosperity, its passageways glittering with gold and silver, none of which was there when I was there. For decades, the Tig was the favorite home of apprentice smiths. Unfortunately, as time wore on, only the richest could afford to train there. Makes sense. Gold and silver on walls doesn't pay for itself. When the Darkspawn came, Kal'Hirol was among the first of the great Tigs to fall. Our people still mourn the loss. From the writings of Shaper Azarian. Aww, that's sad. The dwarves really have lost so much. Anyway, entry 173, the Great Strife. The worn inscription deep into the bowels of Vigil's Keep tell of the Avar clan that settled here. With our warriors, unmatched in skill and strength, and here we settled, in the caves carved by the hand of Korth the Mountain Father. Rodan, shaman of the people, turned from the gods who had ever sheltered him. In his grief, he destroyed the gifts of the Mountain Father that brought us low. Rodan pursued her. She fled into the earth and prayed to Korth to preserve her. He sent deliverance. They called themselves the Dwarves, and they protected Kalea. The darkness drove him to madness, but also gave him power. He turned our warriors against us. Kival sought out the Dwarves, and together they bound Rodan in his place. Remember, Kival, may Rodan forever be bound here. Well, he was until we killed him. Now he is having his real sleep. Entry 176, The Vigil. Vigil's Keep is one of the oldest settlements in Ferelden, older than Denerim and Gwarin. The barbarians who battled the Tevinter Imperium chose this location for a fortress, so that their warning fires would be visible at a great distance when Tevinter ships neared the coast. Good thinking. The Vigil has seen battle in every major invasion of Ferelden. Tevinter's rival barbarian clans and Orlesians have all held her battlements. The Vigil was the first fortress to fall to the Orlesians and the last to be freed. Yeah, makes sense. The cellar beneath Vigil's Keep retains traces of the Avar barbarians. To the Avar, the Vigil was both a fortress and a holy site. The cellars bear monuments to their gods, heroes, and their rare military victories. The Vigil cellars connect to the deep roads far below. Evidence suggests that Avars and dwarves traded in secret, a breach of promise made to the Tevinter Imperium in the days before the Darkspawn. Aww. That is actually a part of the history I would like to see more of. What exactly were the dwarves and the Avar connected? Because they do make it clear there was at least some alliances there. They just don't say what specifically, and I want the specifics. Anyway, magic and religion time. Scroll. Well, highlighted like I had one thing here. Unless it's literally the very first one, 59. Pilgrims in Amaranthine. The faithful travel great distances to see the birthplace of Andraste and Denerim, yet many make their pilgrimage longer still by visiting Amaranthine. After all, it was the city's port that Mathrath and his army departed to invade the Tevinter Imperium, and the chantry of Our Lady Redeemer now stands on the site where Andraste first revealed the Chant of Light. This is why the road that joins Amaranthine to Denerim is known as the Pilgrim's Path, and why the chantry of Our Lady Redeemer is the wealthiest chantry in all of Ferelden. Interesting. I actually thought that would have been the one in Denerim. From Annals of Northern Ferelden by Brother Benedine, chantry scholar, but not Genitivi, which is sad, because I like that guy. I miss him. What can I say? Next entry, Creatures. Rawr. Let's see. Entry 7, Blighted Werewolves. Not fun to fight, they kept jumping on me. When a man in the West Hill told me about his encounter with a blighted werewolf, I was inclined to believe him. Although werewolves may be abominations of a sort, wolves possessed by rage demons, or so the story goes. Yeah, well, that's one version of how you got werewolves. The other involves an elven keeper, and he's kind of dead. It is true that their bodies still live. The blight is known to corrupt bears and wolves in addition to humans, elves, and dwarves. So it is conceivable that any living creature, even a werewolf, is at risk. I want to know, where's the blight sheep? Where's the blighted bunny? I want to see it. The men saw the beasts ambush a bear, springing from the shadows with such speed that it seemed to blur. The bear was dead within seconds. I thank the Maker that I have never seen a run-of-the-mill werewolf. I am sure I never want to encounter one that is blighted. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genitivi. Hey, I was just talking about you, bro. Miss you. Anyway, The Children. Entry 11. The children appear to be a twisted mutation of Darkspawn. They have set Harlocks, Genlocks, and Ogres to flee. Like all children do. The monsters appeared first as Childer grubs, gruesome larva creatures that wriggle in the ground. That is only vulnerable stage of their development. To squish them is to do the world a favor. Agreed. When grubs devour the flesh of slain darkspawn, a dramatic change occurs. To a sound of tearing flesh, legs emerging. The Childer, okay, can now run down its prey with startling speed. Another thing that also likes to jump up on me, so I don't like him. No. Anyway, 15. The Disciples. The Disciples are darkspawn that have become sapient after some sort of process of awakening. after which they choose their own names. They are cunning, powerful, and hold influence over non-awakened Darkspawn. The disciples are split into two factions. Some serve the architect, and some the mother. Either way, both sides are going down soon. I will see to it personally. 17. The Inferno Golem. But not a disco inferno, so very upset. It's so much better when it's on fire. Agreed! Whoever wrote this? Centuries ago, during the Dwarven Empire's Golden Age, dwarves commanded vast armies of golems. Golems guarded the tides and patrolled every branch of the deep roads. Dang, that had to have been a lot. As men of steel and stone, they were eternal, indestructible, and perfectly obedient. I've met Shale. I would not say obedience was a strong suit. But Paragon Kal'Hirol was not satisfied. He wanted Kal'Hirol's golems to be greater. In his forge, he gave them hearts like furnaces that would burn even more. Thus became the Inferno Golems, with eyes that burned and veins coursing with molten lava. It's a bit much. Lava's no joke. Anyway, entry 37. Tears in the Veil. Studies of the Veil have never been thorough. The Devinters once theorized that the Veil is thin in places that have seen great bloodshed. As the Chantry is so fond of reminding us, the Magisters of the Imperium only once crossed physically into the Fade. Really? Are we certain this has only been once? I'm just saying, the Vints are kind of blood magic happy, and lyrium's not that hard to get a hold of. The catastrophe that blackened the Golden City. As the story goes, the ritual consumed a vast quantity of lyrium, and the blood of 100 slaves. But was it the deaths that bridged the worlds? Or simply the blood and lyrium? Or both? I'm gonna guess both. Demons seized every opportunity to tear in the Veil, to enter our world. Once the Veil is torn, it is entirely difficult to mend. Some say impossible. Is it really? From the letters of first enchanter Wenceslas. That is a weird name. Anyway, entry 39. Wisp! A great deal is made of the most powerful demons, those that create abominations, and those that have changed the history of Thedas. It is often forgotten that not all demons are such awe-inspiring beings. Some that break through the cracks in the Veil into our world are known as wisps. You know, that early mage spell most people get so they can get a bonus to their magic. A sliver of a thought that once was. A wisp is a demon that has lost its power. Either it has existed in our world for too long without finding a true host, or it has been destroyed. Oh, often, so we found, by other demons. Oh. What remains of its mind clings tightly to one concept that created it, a hatred of all living things. Okay. I've usually thought of wisp as being more, gentle, less, evil, less demony, I should say. While its ability to target a living creature is limited, these wisps often mindlessly attack when encountered in the Fade. I have yet to have that happen, and I've been to the Fade multiple times. In the living world, they have often been known for malicious lure, living into dangerous areas. Again, this has not been my experience. Being mistaken for lanterns or other civilized light sources. This does, however, seem to be the very limit of their cunning. From the Journal of Senior Enchanter Malleus, once of the Circle of Ravani, declared apostate in 920 Dragon Age. That is a very different take on wisps than what I have been playing with all this time as my headcanon. Oh, well, there's still time. Let's get into character, shall we? 178. Anders. Most people enjoy being kicked in the head, to be woken up each morning. Me, I'm just so picky. I know, right? Scroll. Anders is an apostate mage. He was arrested by the Templars, who intended to cart him back to the Circle Tower. Vigil's Keep was to have been a short stop on their long journey. Yeah, and then fate intercepted. Unfortunately, the keep was attacked just after the group arrived, and Anders was found standing over the bodies of his captors. He insinuates they were killed by Darkspawn. I have my doubts. Regardless, Anders joined Orica to defeat the Darkspawn in Vigil's Keep. His first good decision. Afterwards, Anders was recruited into the Grey Wardens. He survived the joining. The Warden Commander gave Anders a kitten as a gift. Anders stowed the kitten, Sir Pouncelot, in the folds of his robe, where it rests to this day. Anders' old friend, Nemaya, revealed that the Templars had moved his phylacteries from the most mages in Ferelden, including Anders, to the city of Amaranthine. Which was a lie. But the warehouse where the phylacteries were supposedly stored was actually a Templar trap. Boo. Ulrika stood with Anders against the Templars, for which the mage was grateful. Anders takes great pride in his appearance and enjoys fine things. Oh, he likes nice things, does he? Good to know, because I do have a few gifts left to hang out. Anyway, scroll. 189. Oghren! Now, let's go introduce some Darkspawn arse to my foot. Only polite thing to do. Exactly. Oghren was once married to Bronca. Mistake number 1. Well, let's be honest, 101 knowing this man. Orzammor's soul-living paragon. But she left him to search for the Anvil of the Void. Oghren took to drink, then accidentally killed another warrior in a drunken proving match. Because, we always need to prove whose dick's bigger. For this mistake, Oghren was stripped of his house and barred from bearing weapons for a warrior. Worse than exile. And yet, we came to the surface and I gave him all the weapons. When the Grey Wardens called for aid of the dwarves, Orzammor's throne was contested. Only a paragon could settle the dispute. Oghren, hoping to find his wife, offered to guide the party through the deep roads. When we first learned of his walking human violationness. But Bronca's obsession with the Anvil of the Void had driven her mad. Yeah, she was not a nice lady. The Wardens helped choose a new king, and Oghren, having lost everything, left with the Wardens. I mean, did he really lose everything? Other than, his wife, able to carry weapons, his rank. Yeah, okay, you're right. When the Blight was ended, Oghren settled down with his old flame, Felsi, and had a child. Mistake number 2. But domestic bliss did not last, and so Oghren traveled to Vigil's Keep in hopes of becoming a warden himself. And he did. Oghren survived the joining. Yay! His extensive experience drinking bitter swill likely helped. Never underestimate that constitution score. Felsi arrived at Vigil's Keep demanding to see Oghren. Their conversation ended poorly. I don't know. Could have been worse. No one was set on fire. Oghren confided in the Warden Commander. He admitted to feeling guilt over abandoning his child, and resolved to be a better father. Good. Good man. Turn your life around. Oghren's passion for strong drink hasn't waned. Very true. He is parked in front of that cask for a reason. Anyway, 197. Justice. I have no name, only a virtue to which I aspire. A spirit of justice fought on behalf of the villagers that the Baroness trapped in the Fade. When the Warden Commander escaped through a tear in the veil, Justice was dragged along and deposited in the corpse of the Grey Warden Kristoff. The Baroness' defeat left Justice trapped in the mortal world. Believing Kristoff's mission to be worthy, he agreed to travel with the Warden Commander. Kristoff's wife, Aura, arrived at Vigil's Keep. Sad day. Upon realizing what had become of her husband, she accused Justice of desecrating Kristoff's body. Well, that's a bit harsh. This distressed Justice, who insisted on finding a way to ease Aura's pain. Justice visited Aura again later, promising to avenge her husband's death. This pact gave both a measure of peace. Justice likes tokens that remind him of the Fade, as well as items that provide insight into Kristoff's life. Good thing to know for future gifts. Anyway, entry 205, Seirun. A wise man once told me never to argue with someone better armed than their entire warrior caste on parade. I can get behind that wisdom, Cyrune. As a member of the Legion of the Dead, warriors exiled from Orzammar and sent on suicide missions against the Darkspawn, the Warden Commander found Cyrune fleeing a Darkspawn next to Kal'Hirol, the last survivor of her group. She has broken the Legion's oath by not fighting to her death. Well, I mean, if I hadn't shown up, she probably would have. Cyrune joined Ulrika to destroy the Darkspawn nest, and we've been besties ever since. After Kal'Hirol was purged of Darkspawn, Cyrune agreed to join the Grey Wardens. She survived the joining. Yay! As you may have guessed, because you've seen her in the party several times. Cyrune bumped into Misha, charmer that she was, an acquaintance from Orzammar. Misha once took Cyrune in, putting the castless thief to work, but Cyrune betrayed Misha in return. Cyrune felt guilt over Misha was exiled to the surface, and became determined to make up for her mistake. Cyrune is fascinated by the surface world. She collects little curios from all over Thedas. Also good to know. Cyrune apologized to Misha and gave her a ring. No, she didn't. Her only valuable possession. But Ulrika recognized that the ring held great sentimental value to Cyrune, and compensated Misha instead. Exactly. Misha said she'd try to forgive her old friend. I don't really ever think they were friends. I kind of got more a co-worker vibe, but eh. Anyway, 211, Valena! Blondie! I know a human crime when I see it. I've experienced more than enough of them. Valena wreaked havoc in the Wending Wood, murdering humans who crossed her path to terrorize the nearby village, and releasing her sister. And how did that work out for you, V? However, Ulrika discovered that Darkspawn were to blame for Valena's sister's disappearance. Hoping to rescue her sister, Valena offered to help the Warden Commander destroy the Darkspawn, and she's been doing a good job. Valena was upset to discover that her sister, Sereni, what the heck was that pronunciation? Sereni, was working willingly with the architect. She pledged herself to the Grey Wardens and survived her joining. Yay! To encounter Valena's former clanmate, Maren, revealed that the clan had cast Valena out and denounced her anti-human crusade. Valena is fond of the color green, as well as items that remind her of elven culture and nature. Also good to know. Cool. And that, I believe, is all the Codexies. That is everything except for controls, and honesty, I don't think I can make reading controls interesting. Yeah. Anyway, let's go over here real quick. Because now I can finally start selling things. Also, I want to start taking out gifts, because I would like to, pass stuff out. Oh, my inventory's full. You can have that, you can have that, this, that. Actually, it dawns me, this is all stuff I can do off camera, which is what I'm going to do. Until next, Taklicatil Kiddo.
Somehow the soldiers have kept the pilgrim's path clear despite everything that's going on. Merchant caravans are coming this way regularly.
I actually didn't know
I
I
have
had
some
this
new
dialogue.
stock you might be interested in.
Really? I would love to see that. Okay. I did not know that was a thing. Cool. And I'll just, add this in as a nice little insert. There's nothing here I'm going to buy, but it's always good to know, Also, I'm going to sell some stuff. Yes, because, yeah, you can see I've also taken out a lot of the gifts, which is what we're going to do next time. Let's get rid of those rubies, because we don't need them anymore. We don't need the emeralds. We don't need the phosphorus. We don't need the rubies. We don't need the diamonds. We don't need the flawless diamonds. I has way too much money now. Anyway. Well, that was an interesting little thing I got to show you. Bye.